This is the Altitude Daily Podcast. Everything you can't miss from today on Altitude Sports Radio. Moser, Lombardi, and Kane.
It was a hell of a tough matchup for both teams in round number one. Both teams didn't want it. Both teams had to face it. And Nate was right. Dallas is missing Robertson and Heiskanen. That mitigated things just a little bit, but not enough, obviously. There's so much of this onion to peel. I don't know, Brett, how you want to start peeling it. Yeah, I'm in total pain still this morning. I'm sure every guy, every person associated with the team who was on that airplane and beyond on the way home and beyond feels the exact same pain here on this Monday morning. It hasn't gotten any better. There's no salve.
Can I ask you guys, and this could be a sports poll there, Nelly, if you want to put this out as a Altitude Sports Radio 92.5 sports poll. Over the last 20 years, let's keep it to this generation. I don't want to go too deep here because I know we have new listeners.
I would say, Vic, the loss to the Jaguars in
January
it's too far
away.
I know, but in January of 97, that was friggin' painful.
I know, but let's remove that from the equation. There are three losses that affect the hometown teams that were heartbreak losses that took, for me, I can't speak for everybody, weeks to overcome. Number one was the Rahim Moore play in Baltimore. All right? No particular order here. I'm just doing historically. Number two, the loss to Minnesota in Game 7 last year when you're up by 20 at home. And number three, the Avs lost when they're up 2-0 with 12:30 to play on the road with a chance to move on. Those three losses had the same impact on me. They were right there. They were teams that were ready to win it all.
Go through them one more time.
Here we go. Broncos, Baltimore, Rahim Moore, a team that could have won it all.
Yeah.
Number two, Nuggets, Game 7, Minnesota, up 20, a team that certainly could have gone to the NBA Finals.
They would have
and had
gone
a
to
chance
the
to win
NBA
it all.
Finals, no doubt about it.
Avs, Game 7, up 2, 12.5 to play, a team that could have won it all. Those three games will live in infamy in Colorado sports history as the most painful losses I can recall.
The Altitude Daily, the morning sprint.
And I think that is the number one goal for Denver every game in this series. Keep it to single digits until 5-7, and then see what Oklahoma City is made of.
I love this old coaching line that we've used in any tight contest where you like your performers down the stretch better than their performers because of how you're made, how you're built, the experiences that you have, which you have now over a decade period of time with this the majority of this core, is you want to take this team to deep waters. Take the Oklahoma City Thunder into as deep of waters as you possibly can, and then, hey, sink or swim, Shea. Sink or swim, Chet. Are you going to show up when it really matters? Because you haven't truly proven that to the league. And so to your point, whatever it takes, and frankly, what it's going to take, Raj, it's going to take great defensive basketball. That's what it's going to take. If you give it what you have on the defensive side, then you're going to keep this game into a place where it's at least within 12 points. And if it's within 12 points, I still say advantage Denver Nuggets. Now, we both know that tonight might be a little bit of an outlier because the Nuggets went 7 games in a very physical series. But one thing I do like, man, is that I don't think Nikola Jokic, his minutes were significant. I think Nikola Jokic is going to be fresher than we all think because he was not depended upon in Game 7 to carry this basketball team.
He wasn't really dependent upon in Games 5, 6, or 7.
Really, the whole series, man. It was more.
You got through LA without the best version of Nikola Jokic. That's insane.
This series screams Nikola Jokic legacy series. That's what I see. It screams Nikola Jokic legacy.
You know what?
series.
If we had to sit through a Mikko Rantanen legacy series, we better get a Joker legacy series on the other side. Like there has to be some give or take, some tit or tat here. Allow me to feel something once again other than sadness and anguish and anger and being distraught for the last 48 hours. If you're going to take something away from me, I need a present on the other side. And that has to be it.
And then the beautiful thing about a Nikola Jokic legacy game or legacy series is it typically is that unbelievable superhero named Batman and his sidekick Robin. And I think we're going to see it with Jamal Murray as the perfect sidekick in this series. And I think it's going to be back to what makes the Denver Nuggets special. It's that two-man game with the best player on planet Earth and his best sidekick in Jamal Murray.
The Altitude Daily. Columbus, Hastings, and DMAC.
It's really tough.
You know what? Part of it might also be the way the Nuggets won. The way the Nuggets won was anticlimactic because they just dominated so much.
Yeah.
You didn't have anything like emotionally invested in the entire second half.
That's true. Well, after the 24-4 run, third, with like 5 minutes to go, the game was over, right? Scott, when they were up by 30-something in the third, you must have thought this game's over.
Yeah, it's over, but I still get a little nervous, Nelly.
You realize there was a point that the Nuggets led by more points than the Clippers had scored in any quarter. I mean, it was like that. It was like kind of absurd.
I will say this. I know it's Let's Talk Football Go, whatever.
We have transitioned.
That second and third quarter was as well as they played all year, I thought. That second and third quarter, if they can put 4, 8, 12, 16 of those quarters, rolling there, they'll beat Oklahoma City. That's how good they were in that second and third quarter.
Yeah. I don't know about beating them, but I got every reason to believe they've got a chance.
Well, like I said, you play like you did in that second, third quarter, you'll win a bunch of games.
I would love to see it. I can't honestly. I mean, fan rah, you can pick the Nuggets. But, I mean, is there an X's and O's reason to pick the Nuggets in this one?
I think matchups. I think Denver matches up better. I think they match up better with Oklahoma City than this guy. Key is now, did you fatigue yourself out, and do you feel you've done enough and are satisfied with getting the second round again? Or do you want to win? I've said this all year long. Their starting five is as good as any starting five in the league.
They did not look satisfied with being up 20 points, so that gives me a lot of reason to believe they're not just satisfied with getting there.
Well, I'll tell you this. Russell Westbrook went third person calling himself a force of nature.
I think a lot, as much as people may not think. I'm very smart, and I understand the game. I understand what's going on. So I am thinking. And I also, just a force, man. I think it's, my ability to be able to be a force of nature on the floor is what I pride myself on. So whatever that looks like, it may be a turnover. It may be a missed shot, but it may be a steal, maybe a dunk, maybe a missed three, maybe a made three. It's gonna be all of that. It's gonna be everything. So you just take it for how it comes, and whatever happens, you go with it. And I've always been like that. As long as I leave it on the floor, and God willing, to be able to go out and continue to compete, I'm grateful for it.
He had tumultuous moments this season. That's fair to say, right?
Of course.
Would you say, and you're in that room, the Muggles love him?
When he gets on the podium, he's as good as anybody. When he gets moody, and one-on-one or in the locker room, it can be a little different.
Right.
But
when he's third person, Russ.
The Altitude Daily. Kretman and Lindahl.
How do the Nuggets win this series? It's a tall task, okay? But I got a couple of things here that I think are going to go in Denver's favor in this series. Number one, they have the best player in the series. I know the Thunder have the guy that's going to win the MVP, but the Nuggets have the best player in this series. And this season against the Thunder in 4 matchups, Joker averaged 24.5 points, 16 rebounds, and 11.5 assists. That 16 rebounds thing is very big. You have to win on the glass in this series. And Jokic can rebound pretty damn well against these guys. So that's automatically one thing that I like right there. And I got a little bit of a statistical breakdown. I pulled this off of NBA.com. All right. And this is Jokic head-to-head against individual defenders. All right. Let's start with Jokic against Hartenstein. It's actually pretty good. And Hartenstein's he's a strong dude. He's not Zoo, but he's a strong dude. This year against Hartenstein, what we're calling essentially 19 minutes straight up between the two of them, Jokic was 16 of 25 from the field. Fantastic,
pretty
right?
Good.
That's pretty good. Now, the Jokic against Chet numbers are very different. In basically 24 minutes against one another, Jokic is 12 of 31 from the field against Chet, and Chet has 3 blocked shots. And Jokic has 7 turnovers in those minutes against Chet. He's an elite defender. and he's
very long.
His
He's
arms
the definition of long.
are telephone poles.
Yeah.
Okay? He is going to block shots in this series. It's just what he does. And he's going to block some of Jokic's shots. He's going to block shots that Jokic almost never gets blocked because that's just what he does. He's just that gigantic. However, Joker needs to play him physically, get into his body, go at him, and draw fouls. Jokic is crafty enough to be able to score against this guy, but he needs to be able to, most importantly, get Chet off of his feet and get him thinking about all of those head fakes, all of those ball fakes, all of those pivot moves, and that's something that gives you a chance. So I think you gotta take advantage of Chet minutes to get him into foul trouble, and then you got to score straight up against Hartenstein as much as you possibly can.
You've been listening to The Altitude Daily. Catch us live weekdays on 92.5 FM, the Altitude Sports Radio app, twitch.tv/AltitudeSR, youtube.com @Altitude Sports Radio, and your favorite smart speaker. Say Altitude Sports Radio.